Hello everyone, Namaste and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a 15-minute hip mobility routine. So if you're a beginner, this routine is perfect for you. Let's get started by lying down on our backs in a Shavasana and then bringing the feet together and letting your hands rest by the sides of your body. We're going to start off with the right leg. So as you breathe in, bend your right knee and bring it up close to the chest. And as you breathe out, you're going to use your hands and interlock them over the right shin bone to bring it close to the chest as you breathe out. Make sure to hold here for 1 or 2 seconds just so that you can feel a deep stretch for that hip flexor. Then breathing in and out, you're going to let go of that right leg back down onto the mat. Breathing in once again, raise the right knee, take your hands over your shin and pull the knee close to the chest as you breathe out. Holding for 2 seconds and then breathing in and out, let go of that right leg once again. Let's do that 7 times on each side. Making sure to pull that right knee as close as you can to the chest while keeping the left knee super straight on the floor. This will help to use the entire range of motion for that right hip joint. This is a super beginner friendly way to use the knee and the motion to warm up that hip joint and really get it prepared for any of the more advanced asanas you might be interested in practicing. Okay, now on your 7th round, hold for between 5 to 10 breaths here. So pulling the knee and holding for 5 deep breaths just so that you can really get that hip joint super warm. When you're done, go ahead and release that leg and we're going to move on to the left side now. To prepare, bring your feet together and then breathing in, raise the left knee and as you breathe out, interlock your fingers over the left shin and bring that left knee close to the chest as you breathe out, holding here for between 1 or 2 seconds if you'd like. Let's do that 6 more times on this side as well to complete our 7 rounds on each of the sides. This is also a great place to notice whether your left hip or your right hip is more flexible than the other. Sometimes we tend to have varying flexibilities on either side of the body, which is super normal. For me, I'm way less flexible on my left hip than on my right hip, and it's super important to take note of this and maybe give this side a little bit more attention, practicing between 1 and 3 rounds extra on this side just so that you can really warm up that hip joint and give it that little bit more attention if it needs it. Okay, I hope you're already feeling some warmth in that hip joint. This is not only a great way to practice for your hip flexibility, but it's so great to release any tension in your lower back, in your glute muscles, and also really give the internal abdominal organs some massage because of the compression with your upper thigh. So hopefully you're feeling super warm. Remember to practice that 7th round as a holding round between 5 and 10 breaths, but because we're short here on time, I'm only here for around 5 counts. Let's now come into the second pose. We're going to use that right leg once again. So first bend both your legs and bring the feet close to the back of your thighs. Then raise your right leg up and point your toes to the head, and then cross your right leg over the top of your left upper thigh so that your right ankle is close to your left knee. We're going to hold that right knee out here and then bring your hands on top of your left shin bone and bring your left foot off the floor and trying to pull that left knee close to the chest. You should feel a nice stretch for the right outer thigh, your right hip, and also a nice stretch for the outside of your right shin. So we're going to do this 3 times, or if you'd like, you can just hold here for around 15 counts or 15 breaths if you want a slightly longer hold. But just to make this super beginner friendly, I'm doing this in 3 stages. So taking the left foot off the floor, holding here for 5 counts, and then bringing the left foot down, making 1 round. And then on the next round, you're going to take that left foot off again and really try to pull that knee as close as you can to the chest while keeping the right leg flexed and the right knee pushed out. So I know this is a slightly more deeper stretch, but only pull your leg in as much as you're feeling comfortable to do so. When you're done, bring that right foot back onto the floor, and we're going to repeat that on the left side. So take your left leg up, cross your left ankle over the top of your right upper thigh close to the right knee, and take your hands in between your legs so that you can hold your shin, interlocking the finger. Stay here for around 5 deep breaths, and then when you're done, bring that right foot down to the mat. So take your right foot off, and this time bending your elbows and pulling that right knee as close as you can, maybe a little bit more than you did the last time, but making sure to keep that left foot super flexed and pushing that left knee outwards. Let's do that one more time, and maybe this time you'd like to hold for around 5 to 10 deep breaths. Okay, when you're done, come back into a Shavasana, and we're going to roll onto the right side and push ourselves up, coming into a seated pose to start off with the next pose, which is going to be a butterfly. So I hope your right and left outer thighs are feeling super warm, and I hope that you enjoyed that stretch because it's definitely one that I look forward to. So come into your butterfly pose by opening up the knees and bringing the soles of your feet together, and then push your hips to come as close as you can to your heels. Holding the top of your feet with both your hands and pointing your elbows outwards. Make sure to keep your back super straight and maybe slightly leaning forward so that your inner thighs can really feel a nice stretch. From here, we're going to bounce our knees up and down slowly to start off with, just to do that dynamically and get the hips warm for this motion. And then you're going to bounce higher if that feels comfortable for you, and also maybe a little bit faster than you started off with. Notice here that in our third posture, we're really working on the inner part of the hip joint by bouncing the knees up and down. In the second pose, we worked on the outside of the hip joint, and in the first pose, we worked on the motion to move it up and down. Okay, hopefully your inner thighs are feeling super warm to come into our next pose. So bring your knees together, and now we're going to start off by sitting in a Vajrasana. From here, we're going to use the feet. So starting off with one of your foot, take the knee up so that you can place the left or the right foot on the outside edge of your mat. So we're just going to make sure to make it super parallel to the outside edge so that when you come into this pose, both of your feet are parallel to each other. This pose may be challenging for some of us, but that's okay as well. Bringing the heels down onto the mat is a super important part of this deep seated stretch for the hip. But if you can stay seated here, bringing your heels down to the floor, then place your upper arms on the inside part of both of your knees. As you breathe in, you're going to create a prayer pose at the center of your chest, looking up slightly and pushing your knees outwards. As you breathe out, you're going to push the knee so that you can straighten out your elbows and look down as your hands point downwards to the mat. Let's do that between 7 and 10 times. So pushing the elbows outward so that you can really push the knees away from each other as you look up and breathe in. And as you breathe out, bring your knees close to each other so that you can straighten out your elbows and point your hands down to the mat as your chin comes down to the chest. This is Namaskar, which is a really great way to use that deep seated stretch to really warm up the inside of that hip joint. Remember that you can always revert to just trying to stay in this posture, bringing the heels down to the floor. This might take some time, but once your ankles gain this flexibility, you should be really comfortable in this posture. Okay, let's now come into the last stretch of class, which is going to be a kind of modified version of a pigeon pose. So using the left leg here, we're going to try to bring that left knee in front of the left hip, turning to the left side, and then bring that left ankle perpendicular to that left upper thigh. Make sure that your right leg is also following that 90-degree angle between the right calf and the right upper thigh. From here, use your hands, place them on the mat and try to bend yourself forward, bringing the chest on top of that left upper thigh as close as you can so that you can bring your forehead down to the mat. I'm doing this dynamically 3 times on each side. So when you're done with 3 rounds, you can switch over so that this time your right knee is in front of your right hip, your right ankle is making a 90-degree angle with your shin bone, and your left leg is also in that 90-degree pose. Remember that this is a modified version of that pigeon pose, but we're trying to make sure that the legs are creating those 90-degree angles just so that we can really work on the outside of that hip joint while creating a really nice stretch for the glutes. So remember that if your glutes are super tight, then this is a great way to stretch them out without practicing a full pigeon pose. But if you have the flexibility to do so and you're not a beginner, and if you'd like to go ahead and straighten out that back leg, then remember that you can do that as well. Let's do that one more time on either side. So bring your left knee in front of your left hip, turn to the left side and create that 90-degree angle between your left shin and the upper thigh, folding over your left leg 3 times as you breathe in and out. Switch over to the right side, making sure to look at your legs and create those 90-degree angles before you bend over your right leg. Maybe if you'd like, you can also hold in your final stretch just for a few moments if you're feeling any tension in your glutes or your outer thighs. That's going to be it from me today. Hopefully you've enjoyed this 5-pose 15-minute hip mobility routine, which would really help you get started on your flexibility journey. If you enjoyed this workout, then please give it a like down below and let me know if you have any suggestions for videos I could make in the future. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video.